if you can make a deal. The problem is, I've empowered you to be a tough guy. And I don't think you'd be a tough guy without the United States. And your people are very brave.
Yo, why the hell this guy just put Zelensky on his lap and actually give them a public spanking? Like, what the Trump? What the hell, bro?
What are you doing, stick bro?
Be tough. I could be tougher than any human being you've ever seen. I'd be so tough. But you're never going to get a deal that way, so that's the way it goes. All right, one more question.
Hey, I will respond to this. So look, for 4 years in the United States of America, we had a president who stood up at press conferences and talked tough about Vladimir Putin, and then Putin invaded Ukraine and destroyed a significant chunk of the country. The path to peace and the path to prosperity is maybe engaging in diplomacy. We tried the pathway of Joe Biden of thumping our chest and pretending that the President of the United States' words mattered more than the President of the United States' actions. What makes America a good country is America engaging in diplomacy. That's what President Trump is doing.
Can I ask you?
Sure.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So he occupied our parts, big parts of Ukraine, part of East and Crimea. So he occupied it on 2014. So during a lot of years, so I'm not speaking about just Biden, but those time was Obama, then President Obama, then President Trump, then President Biden, now the President Trump, and God bless, now President Trump will stop him.
Gabe, can you jump in my truck and get a wristband for me?
In your truck?
Yeah.
Got it.
For 2014? Yeah. So
I was not here.
Yeah, but
That's exactly right.
Yes, but during 2014 till 2022, yeah, the situation the same. That people have been dying on the contact line. Nobody stopped him. You know that we had conversations with him, a lot of conversation, my bilateral conversation, and we signed with him, me, like a new president. In 2019, I signed with him the deal. I signed with him, Macron and Merkel, we signed ceasefire. Ceasefire. All of them told me that he will never go. We signed with him with gas contract. Gas contract. Yes, but after that, he broken this ceasefire. He killed our people and he didn't exchange prisoners. We signed the exchange of prisoners, but he didn't do it. What kind of diplomacy, JD, you are speaking about? What you?
I mean, listen, Zelensky kind of have a point here, right? Because if, let's say, there were prior ceasefire deals and all that stuff, right? And then Putin violated those deals. So then what makes you think that he's actually gonna do it, right? So we have to look at the motive of why he actually wants to do it. Do I believe that Russia wants to occupy the whole of Ukraine? No, I don't think so. Because as much as powerful that he is, he still lack the manpower to actually govern the whole of Ukraine. Especially once you pass the Russian speaking population and then actually get into the Ukrainian speaking population, right? Because then that's when you're gonna have like terrorist attack and all that other stuff. When you occupy the east of Ukraine, these people already wanted Russia. These people already wanted to be part of Russia because of what happened in 2014, because of the color revolution, where Western Ukraine was bombing the crap out of Eastern Ukraine, right? But if you pass those lines and try to occupy more and more, and then you bite into the eastern, western part of the country where you have more Ukrainian speakers, then that's when it would be hard for Russia to govern, right? So I don't think he wants that headache, right? And then also, I think what he wants is to stop NATO to actually get into Ukraine, right? Because I know people say things like, well, the northern Baltic region, like the I think the Netherlands and stuff like that. Now they got into NATO because of the war on aggression that Russia has done towards Ukraine. But the thing is, Russia care more about having access the having access to the Black Sea. And if you have NATO, if you have Ukraine part of NATO, then and also putting and then putting like missile in their border and stuff like that, right? And then be able to actually easily cut off the Russian Navy, then that's where you have a bigger threat. That's where you have a bigger problem. So Ukraine now being part of NATO, and if he can accomplish that in the deal, then he wins. He wins the war. So and then now the fact that United States is now gonna be energy independent, energy sufficient, and as well as an energy net exporter, then a lot of countries in Europe that depended on Russian gas will now have to depend on United States energy sector. So then they will not be able to fuel the Russians' coffer. So that's why I believe that Russia will be able to would have no choice but to keep that deal.
In 2 weeks.
In 3 days, I heard it from Putin. In 3 days, this is something
Maybe
new.
less.
In 2 weeks, of course, yes.
It's going to be a very hard thing to do business like this. I
Again,
tell you.
just say thank you.
I said a lot of times to American people.
Accept that there are disagreements, and let's go litigate those disagreements rather than trying to fight it out in the American media when you're wrong. We know that you're wrong.
But you see, I think it's good for the American people to see what's going on.
I understand, sir.
I think it's
I
very
understand.
important. That's why I kept this going so long. Be thankful. You don't have the cards. You're buried there.
Yo, this whole shit is taking place in front of everybody. Yo, this is better than any TV show that I've ever seen. Like, when you see like those presidential TV shows and stuff like that, right? When they like kind of show you the West Wings and Natalie Pope or whatever the case may be, right? They're showing all these things, but yo, this is, oh my God, this is top-notch production right here, yo. This is freaking amazing.
With me. That was with a guy named Biden who was not a smart person. That was with Obama.
It was your president.
Excuse me. That was with Obama, who gave you sheets, and I gave you javelins.
Yes.
I gave you the javelins to take out all those tanks. Obama gave you sheets. In fact, the statement is Obama gave sheets and Trump gave javelins. You got to be more thankful, because let me tell you, you don't have the cards. With us, you have the cards. But without us, you don't have any cards.
One more question to Mr. Vice President. I'm sorry.
It's going to be a tough deal to make, because the attitudes have to change.
What if Russia breaks ceasefire? What if Russia
Yo,
breaks
this guy just scolding this dude like a freaking child, yo.
It's a heated conversation right
What are
now.
you saying?
She's asking, what if Russia breaks the ceasefire?
What if anything? What if a bomb drops on your head right now? Okay? What if they broke it? I don't know. They broke it with Biden because Biden, they didn't respect him. They didn't respect Obama.
Okay. Trump is pissed. This dude is really pissed off, yo. He's frustrated. He's not keeping his cool right now. This dude is frustrated because Zelensky is being hard-headed. And I understand Zelensky as well, because it's hard for him to actually give a portion of your country when this is your goddamn country. But bro, you don't have a choice. You're gonna have to take that L, man. I'm sorry. You gamble and you lost.
He had nothing to do with it. It came out of Hunter Biden's bathroom. It came out of Hunter Biden's bedroom. It was disgusting. And then they said, oh, the laptop from hell was made by Russia. The 51 agents. The whole thing was a scam. And he had to put up with that. He was being accused of all that stuff. All I can say is this. He might have broken deals with Obama and Bush, and he might have broken them with Biden. He did, maybe. Maybe he didn't. I don't know what happened.
Listen, I don't envy Zelensky, right? It's a very tough situation that this guy is in. Because I was in Poland when the color revolution actually happened in 2014, right? And I remember seeing videos of how it was like after the overthrow of their president, right, which was backed by the U.S. And then that's when Russia actually took over Crimea, because they already had that spot already, so they just reinforced they actually just put more enforcement into that port, into that section, because they have to guard their interests, right? And then that was under Obama, and there was like a civil war going on. And I remember seeing videos of how, like, Western Ukraine was actually bombing the crap out of Eastern Ukraine. Like, see, all those territory that Russia occupy right now, for the most part, a lot of these people are Russian speaking, citizen, right? Like, they were actually asking Russia for a very long time to annex themselves and to be part of Russia, and the Russian didn't want to do it. So then throughout all these civil war thing that was going on, and like Russia just sit back, and the only thing they did, like, they just took a hold of Crimea and all that stuff. But then when Zelensky now try to be part of NATO and stuff like that, and that's when Russia's like, well, you ain't gonna do that. Like, is it wrong for Russia to invade? Yeah, but was it also wrong for Ukraine to like suppress their own people because they were Russian speaking resident? No, that wasn't right neither. So it's a tough call for Zelensky. It's a tough call because you now, under your presidency, all of that shit been annexed. All of that territory is now given, like Russia has taken those territory and stuff like that. And if the war continue, if you keep fucking around, like before he knows it, Ukraine's gonna be a landlocked nation. And I don't think he want to do that. Because right now they still have access to the sea. But if you just keep boasting your chest, stuff like that, like you haven't lost the war already, you think that, you got big balls and stuff like that fighting with the Russians. Like, bro, you might lose a lot more than you think. And I understand that it's a hard pill to swallow, but that bravery stuff, it becomes foolish now. Because this is a war that you cannot win. Because there's two options. It's either you get into like a world war, right, by actually trying to get NATO involved and America involved and all that stuff, or you concede it. You take the L, and then you take that deal right now because you don't have much card in this sense.
And Bush, and he might have broken him with Biden. He did, maybe he didn't. I don't know what happened, but he didn't break him with me. He wants to make a deal. I don't know if you can make a deal. The problem is, I've empowered you to be a tough guy, and I don't think you'd be a tough guy without the United States. And your people are very brave.
Yo, did he just say that to this dude to his face? Holy, yo, Trump don't give a fuck. Oh, this is nah, bro. This is messed up. Nah, listen, Trump, I like you, but that's fucked up. And bro, that's the leader of another country right now, right? Like, you talk about diplomacy, but this is fucked up what you're doing, because you're pretty much like giving this guy, the leader of another country, like a scolding, like he's a little fucking child. That's not right, bro. I mean, I get it, but nah, I don't agree with you on that, man. That's fucked up, because even though what he's saying is true, but I think that would have been better if he was said outside of the camera and stuff like that, right? When you just embarrassing this guy right in front of everybody, right in front of the whole world. Like, that's, I'm sorry, I don't agree with that. But, oh well. Listen, war is tough, man. It's not something that's easy, and I don't envy Zelensky in the position that he's in, because he's losing part of his country. Part of his country has been annexed, and I try to understand both perspectives. Both, Ukraine that was used as a puppet for proxy wars to try to bring Russia to its knees, and I understand Russia's perspective as well. To actually had to drag into this war because he's trying to protect the region that he's in. I don't agree with him invading Ukraine, but war is never a tough decision. Like, people don't just go willy-nilly try to just like invade another country, unless you're like a warmonger and stuff like that. But anyway, let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. Do you think that Ukraine should keep the war going to try to get these territories back, or should he actually do the smart thing and actually take the deal, so then therefore he doesn't lose more of his territory? Because by the rate things are going, he might end up being a locked land country, and I don't think he wants that. So once again, you know who it is. I'm your host, The Haitian. So share, like, comment, and subscribe. I'm out of here.
Peace.